Minister, the people in question met all those conditions that you have outlined there in relation to the required number of contributions, the fact that their farming income was below the €12.70 per day. But the only reason that they were initially refused was because within the local office they are identified as self-employed farmers. And for that reason, they were actually refused access to job seekers benefit. Now, we've had, and I have been in contact with Minister Humphreys over it, and I'd like to acknowledge the work that he has done on it. But over the summer months I dealt with personally 17 appeals, which to date, and they haven't all been decided yet, but to date all bar one have been upheld as being that they have an entitlement. There's still, I think, 4 of those appeals are outstanding at the moment. But I believe that this is a decision that has been taken within the local office to identify people as self-employed farmers, when in reality they are not self-employed. They may be part-time farmers who make an income tax return on their farm income, but they are not self-employed farmers.
Thank you, Deputy.
And they are not paying Class S contributions either.
Come on, Taoiseach.
Well, just let me say that in relation to these specific cases, policy in the Department has not changed. However, the Department is currently in the process of issuing revised guidelines which will provide greater clarity to deciding officers when dealing with similar cases which involve subsidiary employment. And these revised guidelines will state that in cases where a person has previously been assessed as having had subsidiary employment, part-time employment for example, provided there is no change to the scale of this part-time employment, it should continue to be regarded as subsidiary. This means that where the individual has the appropriate social insurance contributions, that's the 117, or the earnings from the part-time employment continue to be €12.70 or less per week, the part-time employment will continue to be regarded as subsidiary employment for the purpose of assessing an individual's entitlement to job seekers benefit.
Deputy Thomas Pringle.
I welcome that guidance, and I hope it gets out to all the local offices and actually changes it. But it still leaves a situation where people are being identified within the local office as self-employed farmers, which automatically implies that they have no entitlement to the job seekers benefit because they're classified as self-employed, and that is a situation, and that has caused extreme hardship for very many people. And for my office to deal with 17 cases, there could be many
more that hadn't come to the attention of a TD, or may just simply have taken the response from the local office as being the response and therefore lost out on entitlements. So I think it's something that needs to be addressed in the local offices as well, that people should not be classified as self-employed when in fact they aren't self-employed.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to say, Deputy Pringle, I actually don't think the problem is a coding issue. That may make it, as you suggest, more identifiable. I think that, as has happened from time to time down the years, a deciding officer has made a particular decision. The decision was appealed, and as we've just said, the appeal has been upheld. So we're now in the process of having a look at that to ensure that the guidelines are clearer. I do appreciate it's an important matter for the individuals involved, and we'll just continue to keep this under review.
Deputy Willie O'D has the next priority question.